Here in the hallways of the Evergreen Public Schools headquarters campus, there's student artwork all over the place. Each piece in the hallways here was honored in the annual District Art Show. But there's one piece of artwork that has become a favorite of staffers here. It's this piece right here. This is Gary by Gary.
It just lightens my heart. It makes me remember the real reason we're here at the district, to help educate the kids, to keep that desire and light shining within them, and just to explore their artistic avenues. I love Gary by Gary. I can have just an awful day, walk by Gary, and it brings a smile to my face.
People have been so charmed by this drawing that it sparked a lighthearted battle among staffers who keep taking Gary's drawing and claiming it as their own. It first vanished from the hallway outside Susan Mills' office, where it had been for several years.
One day it went missing, and I actually came around the corner and only saw the hook. And I'm like, oh, where's Gary? And I immediately went on a hunt, and I went around asking, where's Gary? And so I narrowed it down, and I found it in another coworker's office.
Michelle Guernsey says she was simply trying to give Gary more exposure to people who would appreciate it, and now she's worked out a deal to rotate Gary's drawing to 3 different spots in the building.
Well, let me stop you. We're not fighting. We do have a parental schedule of who gets to keep Gary by Gary in their area. So we're sharing custody of Gary right now. It's all been worked out. Gary by Gary will rotate between the 3 of us. And should Gary by Gary ever, come up missing, we know who to look at. Probably Elizabeth or Susan, but yes.
She even created her own self-portrait showing her in tears because Gary has now gone missing from her office. Elizabeth Schalk, the executive assistant to our superintendent, has now put it just outside her office. She was so taken by the drawing that she reached out to Gary Harper on social media. He agreed to come into the district office 22 years after his drawing was honored in the 1995 District Art Show to learn how his drawing is still making people happy.
It's pretty incredible. Like, I remember doing it when I was little, and I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it in person since then, so it's pretty crazy. Winning the award, I remember going to the award, and it was pretty crazy. Like, there's a lot of people there, and then my mom told me it'd be like, they would be in an office like forever, so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Gary now has a daughter in the 2nd grade, the same age he was when he drew This is Gary by Gary. And so if you're having a bad day, think of This is Gary by Gary, and know that there are students across Evergreen Public Schools who also poured their artistic talent into other works of art, both to express themselves and to make other people happy.
Pretty flattered. Like, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool that people look at it and I can bring them like some happiness, it's a cool thing.